Hey guys, and welcome to game number 70 out of 100 of my rematch against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. We've lost 3 in a row, so really hoping to put an end to that, and this is a good start. We have drawn Lensing, which I am going to play for 70. Is there a reason to sacrifice 2 here for more defensive placement? This takes an F for Flensing, which is worth mentioning. Puts an E next to the double letter, which I'm not too concerned about. If I play it here, then I put the E in the triple line. I'm just going to take the extra points. Usually, if I don't see a compelling enough reason to sacrifice the points, I'll just take the points. But good start either way. AEEINTW. Need a D for anti-weed. But definitely got some decent tiles here overall. Something like way for 25 looks solid as well, keeping EINT together. But we'll see what BestBot does. Like I said, ideally, I'll get a D. If I don't, then I'll probably just try to play off the W and 1 or 2 of my vowels for a decent score, and then hopefully bingo again on my next turn. That would be ideal here, but we'll, of course, see. I'm sure BestBot, if it can, will have something to say about that. All right, high for 20. Interesting. So it takes out the play I was going to make before. Yeah, all is not a good play, or on. It's way too vowel heavy. Okay. Entwine. It's not a double-double. Maybe whale. This is the kind of rack where I feel like I don't want to completely blow up the rack, but I don't want to fish. Like, I wouldn't play off EW or something for... Like, this is just not a good play. I mean, you can score more than 11 and still keep a good rack. I mean, whale is 10 more. Yeah, 21. Like, you're not going to be getting that much more than 21 here. So, this looks fine. I could play whaley, I guess. I think the I adds 3 points of value, especially with the floating G for ING words. It sets up a better 7 line. Yeah, I think I would sacrifice the 3 points here to keep the I. Like, to me, that's reasonable. You know, you don't have to be all or nothing, right? You don't have to be like, I'm either just going all out to fish or I'm just completely blowing up my rack, right? Sometimes the best play is, and I'd say even often the best play is somewhere in the middle, right? If you have a play that shits a couple tiles but still scores a decent amount but keeps a fairly good rack on an open board, that's usually the best balance. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play that. And okay, I'm going to draw the J, which isn't exactly what I was hoping for, but could have been worse. We'll make it work. I mean, something like Taj here is totally fine. 29 points, keeps that same leave. EINT is, of course, still just as good a leave. I also like here that I mostly take out Flensing, so I don't have to worry about that. I guess the bot could still start a word with the F, potentially. So I want to keep that possibility in mind, but for now, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Yeah, Taj is looking like the standout best play. I would not blow up the rack with Tajin, right? Like, I know I always am fairly averse to fishing, just playing off a couple tiles for a small score, and I do tend to like turnover, but that doesn't mean you should just completely blow up a good rack like this for 3 points, right? I mean, there's still plenty of space to bingo on this board. You've got 7s above the E, you've got ING. You know, you don't want to blow up the rack completely for just 3 points when it's going to significantly damage your bingo percentage. I think Taj is still the right play. I mean, even without the ING line. I also don't mind keeping it tight. Like, I'm up. If the bot somehow bingos above whale, it's going to give me a ton of 8s lines. Yeah, I don't see how this is possibly not the correct play. This was not the draw I was hoping for. Another I and a Y, unfortunately. Y, notoriously bad with vowels, especially multiple I's. So 2 turns in a row of keeping EINT, not really working out the way I was hoping it would, and I'm probably not going to be able to keep the same leave again. We'll see what the bot does. Whale does take some hooks, too. It takes a D, an S, and an R, I believe. Okay, Viper for 22. Board is still pretty tight now, which, again, I don't really mind given the score. Do I just play, like, Vanity? Like, now I might just have to blow the rack up. I mean, I don't... There's no good way to play off, like, IY or AIY for any sort of reasonable score, if at all, honestly. So, I mean, I could play... I don't want to do this. I mean... I just don't think this is a good way to play. It also actually gives back a potentially dangerous spot if the bot has something that goes in front of this I. Yeah, that's just not a good way to play. Naivety. I think I would just go with Vanity. I mean, let's just get back a Z spot, so maybe Veiny. Yeah, maybe Veiny over Vanity, just because Vanity does give back some potentially more dangerous overlaps there, especially with the Z unseen. So I think Veiny for 2 less, and also keeping the T just as a consonant is reasonable to avoid that. Let's just look for another moment here. Because, I mean, this I is not that scary. The bot can't play to the left of the V, of course. There's no 2s with a V. It's also painty, I guess, here. I mean, that's also fine, I guess. It's close. I mean, do I prefer EI or AIT? Like, the E is definitely a better vowel, but keeping the T for some balance is also not a bad thing. Yeah, I think Painty is probably better than Vanity. Just 2 less points, but don't want to give back that Z-bomb and those easy overlaps if I don't have to. Painty and Veiny score the same. It's just really a question of, do I prefer EI or AIT? I honestly think I might go with EI here. Just also, when in doubt with those kind of leaves, I tend to just go for the extra turnover, especially with 2 blanks still left. Or you know what else is actually probably even better than those? How about Inanity? I just saw this. Yeah, that's the play, I think. Keeping just an E. Scores the same as Painty, 2 less than Vanity. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Keeping an E is definitely better than keeping IE. Yeah, this is now, I think, too weak a rack to justify trying to keep together. I'm going to play this. And we'll just start fresh. Okay. Lemonade with an M. Not going to work. Something like Node here looks solid for 35. Sets up, potentially plays with my A for Anode as well. Don't believe there's any playable bingos here. There's nothing through a T, nothing through a V. So yeah, hoping to get Node down. Could even just play Ode, but I'd probably get rid of the N there. Well, there's only one N left, so we'll think about that if it stays open. Well, now I guess Ode is going to be the play, because Node is no longer available. In Collins it would be, but QIN not good in NWL, of course. I mean, Ode looks still like a very good play. 32 points, AEL on is a solid leave. I don't know how I'm going to do better. It's not better to play this, clearly. It does block a little bit, but I think it's too early to start sacrificing 8 points to block. Yeah, I'm playing Ode here. All right, I have Ladrone, which probably isn't going to play. Maybe the bot will open a spot. Yeah, the left-hand side of the board is actually getting pretty locked up, because I also blocked Dwale, the front hook of Whale, with a D on that last play. There's nothing that goes in front of Ahi. Mahi is still not valid. It's just Mahi Mahi. So it's pretty tough to play up there now. At some point, we might see a play above the W just to open some space there. Oh, wait. I have a bingo. I have Solander from this S. Yeah, this S is actually kind of sneaky here. Wow. Yeah, that's like deceptively easy to miss. Like the shape of the board makes you think that the bingos are going to have to be vertical. But yeah, this S, like everything else in the board is blocked. It's kind of a sleeper line here. Just still open. Yeah, it's extremely dangerous to do this, but it's still 62 points. It's going to be like 40 more points than my next best option. So if it stays open, I'm going to have to do it. Yeah, let me just make sure Ladrone still doesn't play. No. Yeah, I mean, I can't pass it up here. Yeah, I got to do it. If the bot doesn't triple or hit something through that R, then I can block it and really take a stranglehold on this game. All right, little Val heavy. Please don't triple. Even a 80-point bingo through the R I can kind of live with, but please don't triple. That would really suck. All right, I can definitely live with that. Especially with that C there is actually good for me defensively. And I want to block Carnies. I mean, honestly, just Foe here looks great. 26. AEIT is fine. I mean, it's a little Val heavy, but it's fine. Really does a good job at blocking down there. I'm going to be up over 100 points. There's very little to do on this board. There's this D, which I'm going to try to block next. But with 3 S's and 2 blanks, surely blocking carnies is more important. It'll also score more. I don't have footy or anything that goes all the way to the Y. I mean, OD, but that gives back easy overlaps. They're going to reopen the board and keeps a much worse leave. Yeah, I mean, I think foe has to be the play. I just don't see any way. This is not my best move here. All right, I like that. So now, of course, I'm going to play something like iterated to this D. It's actually pretty bad defensively. Putting that A next to the triple with the X. But yeah, maybe something like, Gator still puts the E there. There's got to be something that doesn't put a vowel next to that spot, or at least retained is... I may even sacrifice 2 to do that, just to not open any sort of bombs here. But we'll see if that stays open. Do I have anything through this F? If the bot does go there? Let's see. I guess I'll just try to find all my playable bingos. Rebaited. Oh, yeah, I guess... okay. That's interesting. I don't think I want to go there, because if I go there... Well, what am I even going to do if I go there, actually? That's a better question. I guess, yeah, I mean, Emerita is ridiculously dangerous. Yeah, and also, like, honestly, I kind of want the bot to bingo there, because then it's going to give me a ton of counterplay, too. Yeah, I'm not even going to look through this F, guys. This is like a trick, too, if you're ever in a timed game or in a tournament. Like, even if there is something through this F, right, it can't possibly be better than playing... Yeah, right, I found Rebaited, which is a better version of Retained, because it doubles the T. Like... There's nothing wrong with this. Pre-baited isn't good. This doesn't take anything. I'm not worried about an I here. There's nothing more than a 2-point tile that goes next to it. It gives nothing back. Like, there's not going to be anything better. Yeah, and again, I don't want to play under Toia or anything there. Yeah, this is the play. That's fine. I just wanted to avoid a nightmare like all consonant draw or something with like 3 U's. That's fine. I can definitely live with that. Watch out for this cool Podia insertion, too. I wonder, like, I almost have... If I had an E, I could play Boit, B-O-I-T-E. That would actually be pretty cool. Not quite, though. Yeah, I mean, if the bot bingos for, like, 65 or something with toes, I'm just going to play under there. I don't see any way I lose this game at this point. I shouldn't say that, because I could jinx myself, but, like, if the bot bingos for 70, like I said, I'm going to be up 100. I'm going to probably score at least 30 down there. I'm going to still be up 130. Okay. Not sure I really see what's going on there, but okay. Mold doesn't take anything, right? Smold? That's not a word. Smold? Yeah, no, smolt is good. Alright, I mean, how about just, like, Bobo here, right? Is that... I think I would actually do it over Hobo. Yeah, Hobo's 4 more. GIBT is so much clunkier than GIHT, though. I think that's worth a 4-point sacrifice. Yeah, this is where the concept of synergy, guys, is really, I think, illustrated well. Like, it's the same balance in terms of if you look at pure vowel-consonant ratio, right? 3 vowels, or 3 consonants and 1 vowel. But once you get more advanced at Scrabble, you have to go beyond just pure vowel-consonant balance, right? It matters what vowels and what consonants you're keeping. And the G is a bad tile. That's a fact, but the G is much worse with the B than the H, because there's a lot of words that have GH next to each other, either at the end or even early in the word. GB, I mean, how many words can you name that have a G and a B next to each other? I mean, I can name a couple, but there are very few compared to the number that have a G and an H next to each other. So, the more you improve, the more you want to kind of start thinking about that. And that's where you can kind of just use your knowledge of English or linguistics, and just think, even if you haven't studied that many words, it's not that hard if you're an English speaker to realize that there are going to be a lot more words with a G and an H near each other than a G and a B. So this is a much better leave. I think it's easily worth the 4-point sacrifice. I'm going to do it. And especially when you're up, like, especially this much, you want to be more willing to sacrifice some points for leave, because it's important. At some point your opponent's going to open, and it's important to have a balanced and synergistic rack to be able to respond to that. And it's also crucial to keep a vowel. So the bot does bingo with scribed. Now, thankfully, there's nothing to worry about here, because nothing can go below the C, so I don't have anything to worry about. I'm going to just play Tiz here and mind my own business, basically. Get rid of 2 consonants. It's generally important, if you can, to keep at least 1 vowel when you're trying to defend also, because what can happen if you don't, I've seen this happen, I've actually won games because my opponents have been sloppy about this. If you keep all consonants, your opponent can set up like a triple or something, and if you have no vowels, you might not even be able to block, and that's a really bad thing to have happen when you're up this many points. So you, again, you want to really go out of your way to make sure you're always leaving at least 1 vowel for that reason. Yeah, this is totally fine here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because now, like, if the bot plays under flung here or whatever, I can just play through that and block. The bot's going to need 2 bingos to win. There's not enough time, and there's just not enough space. Like, the only place to bingo is through the F, basically, right now. I don't even know where else you could possibly bingo. And, I mean, if it bingos through the F, it's still not going to score much. I can probably block whatever it opens. I mean, this pool is actually pretty bad. Like, there's a couple good tiles. Blank E, if you take out, like, blank ERS, this pool is garbage. I mean, look at this. You've got 3 A's, 3 U's, W, an X, a K, a G. Like, this is actually horrible, this pool, other than, like I said, a couple tiles. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of nervousness here that I'm not going to win this game. I don't see how that's really possible. But it is BestBot, so it's never over till it's over. Okay, wall for 9. Okay. Doesn't open anything. What's it really doing? Is it fishing for something through the F? I don't know. It's a strange looking play. I mean, I'm not gonna, is it trying to get me to play Got or something? I'm not gonna do that with 3 U's left and give back plays with like Pow or Mo. There's no way I'm gonna do that. I mean, I don't even need to block the F. Like, I mean, I guess I'll just play Goth, right? Like, what's wrong with this? Keeps IST. There's 5 in the bag. If somehow the bot bingos to the F, which I don't see how that's going to happen, but if somehow the bot bingos to the F, I'm still going to win easily. It's going to score like 64. I'm still going to be up 70, and the bag's going to be empty. I have IST. Like, I don't see how disaster strikes after Goth. I don't think it's possible for me to lose after this. And I don't even frankly see a much higher scoring play. I'm not going to play like high in the top right corner, keeping GTT. That's just dreadful. I mean, that should always win too, but I think Goth is fine. Yeah, I mean, that's not a good rack, but I can certainly deal with it. And like I said, anything the bot opens, if it tries to open under flung, I can just block it. I think the bot's just conceding. Like, I don't know what it's trying to do, but all right. Kip, still up over 100. I mean, I could even empty the bag here. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, I could also just play, like, Is and Mores. Or maybe even Us. With 2 more U's, I would actually play Us and keep the 2 I's here. I mean, I don't think Us is terrible, honestly. Like I said, it's fine to empty the bag. It's also fine not to. It doesn't really matter here because there's nowhere to bingo. And even if some of the bot bingos out to the F, which I don't even know if it's possible, I'm still going to win. So I'm not worried. Yeah, I don't know here. I mean, is there anything... Ooh. No, not quite. Okay. Zeit. That were a word. I think that might be good in Collins. I'm not sure, though. But if that were a word, that would be a good play. Yeah, I guess I'll just play Us. Feels pretty lame. But I don't know what else to really do. This is a surprisingly bad board here. Yeah, all right, I'm just going to play Us. It looks stupid, but I think it's fine. Okay. And bot plays Mug. All right, I see what it's doing. I'm trying to set up its X. Okay. Fair enough. I should be able to do something about that. One would think. Yeah, I mean, I should at least make some effort to block like Ru and Redux, which are going to score like 50 points. Let's see. How do I do this without just giving something back? I guess I could... I'm still going to give back like Oxford. I mean, do I actually just play like Gut? Is it worth? It might just be worth doing gut. Like, I don't really need to go out in 2 here on this board. Or tug, I guess. Tug is like 1 more point. Yeah, I mean, there's just no reason to allow it to score 40. Like, I don't see how it's scoring anything really with its X elsewhere, even with the blank. Like, I should just block it. I mean, if it plays Rex here, I'm going to be able to overlap. Yeah, I think I literally just play tug. I don't know what else I'm gonna do here. I don't want to spend my whole time. Like, I've clearly won the game. Let's just do that. I don't know if BestBot's gonna take its full 3 minutes here, but I'm certainly not gonna sit here and wait for it, so I'm gonna pause the video. And the bot plays or for 8. Okay. She just really wants to set up that X, huh? So, alright, it's threatening, like, axe for 49. I mean, it's also threatening, like, tucks. I wonder, can I, like... No, I can't use stick it if I let it have axe, I don't think, because it's going to have lun and okay. Wow, this is bizarre. I mean, what ends up better? Like, if I let it have the play and just play as, or am I better off playing? So let's see. So if I do, this is the easier one to compute. If I do this to block, or I guess actually I would do this, right? Yeah, I would actually do this. So, all right, so I would get 8. The bot would get 8, 19, 28, minus 20, minus 24 when all is said and done. Okay. That's the net margin. So I'd finish 24 points worse than I am now if I do that. If I allow it to play Ox or whatever, then, I mean, what do I even do? Like, this? Do I do that for 18? Bot plays for 49, minus 31, and it's going out. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be good for me, right? I don't think I can... I can't really score all that much. And it's going to get like 5 for its hue. Yeah, this is almost certainly worse. I mean, unless maybe I save Ava. Alright, so if I play SI... So, alright, 16 minus 49 is minus 33. Ava is 5, 6, 7, and 16. What's that? Plus, minus 17. The bot gets 6. Minus 23. Minus 2 is minus 25. And AIS was minus 24, right? I think we said 8, 28. Yeah, so it's actually 1 better to play this versus playing SI, it would seem. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that seems like the right math, so I am gonna do it. And all right, Mux, yep, same thing as Tux basically. And all right, we win by 102, 439, 337. Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of in the driver's seat. It felt like most of this game. Got a good start. Couple of bingos. Then after the third bingo, it was pretty much locked up. So probably not going to be a whole lot to analyze deeply here. But let's take a look. Lensing for 70. Okay. Bot plays. What did it? Oh gosh, this looks horrible. There's no way I would have played that. I mean, sure, you have ing, but are you really that likely to hit an ing bingo? When you don't, you just have garbage. There's no way I would have played this. There's no way. I mean, I hate, as you guys probably know if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, like, I hate with a passion 2-tile plays that score a mediocre amount of points and keep a pretty bad 5-tile lead with all 1-pointers. I just hate those plays. Yeah, I mean, I would have even done this over that, like, for sure. Opening up more space. I'm not saying this is a good leave. I'd rather keep a bad 3-tile leave than a bad 5-tile leave, because at least you got more chances to blank or something to bail yourself out. Yeah, no, I think this is a pretty bad play. I mean, ILNNU, guys? I mean, just 1G open, I don't think bails you out of that. That's bad. 2 N's and a U. If you don't bingo, I mean, you're going to be scoring like 8. I really don't think this is a good play. I mean, I would have even preferred this. Like, you give him 8 points, but at least you keep HN. I mean, the H is a good tile because it's good for bingoing, and it also scores well if you don't bingo. Yeah, even though you're down, I think this is way too high variance. I think that's a bad play, but all right. There's no chance I'm playing awe here. Absolutely not. Whale looks fine. Yeah, I mean, flung for 18, okay. Furling, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with flung here. You save the R for whaler. Taj looks fine. No reason to play jaunt and open the back hook. Yep, this looks good. Viper, okay. Yeah, I mean, the bot just set itself back, I think, so much after high. Like, it just takes so long to bail yourself out of those wrecks. Well, why is Inanity not showing up? Okay, it's actually only like 2 back. Yeah, I mean, this is because Woogles, I don't know what, yeah, like EI to me is still not a positive leave. Woogles just seems to always value these leaves highly. I don't really want to open a big Z spot if I don't have to. And I don't see a good reason to do that when I can play this for 2 less and also shed my second eye. Yeah, this is, I would make this play every time. I'm glad I saw it. QI makes sense. Ode looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to shed the A. Like here, I mean, the A just helped my balance significantly, so that's fine. Well, we had similar racks here. Ironically, the bot had the S. I didn't have the S, and I was the one who was able to bingo. So a little fortuitous there. Carney, okay. Yeah, I mean, just a pretty clinical game here. There wasn't all that much for me to consider. Yep. After this, like I said, the game is pretty much over. So bot plays S'more. Yeah, and see, okay, so this, guys, illustrates what I was talking about earlier with synergy, right? So my play scores 4 less, and it ranks like 4.5 almost higher on equity. So GHIT is over 8 points. Over 8 points better than BGIT on equity. That's a lot. 8 points for just a difference of 1 tile is a big difference, guys. So that's, again, just something educational, I think, for those of you who are interested in, learning more about leave theory and improving your game. Just something to keep in mind, like how much better GH is than GB, and just in general, how important it is to think about synergy of your high-scoring consonants if you are keeping them. All right, bot plays Scrived. Tis, yeah, I mean, why? What is it doing? What is this play? What's it fishing for? You can't play anything under Scrived. What? I literally have no idea what this is. I mean, it's almost like it's fishing for Dummkopf. Like Dummkopf. It's obviously not. It has an E and there's no more D's or M's. But like, you can play these tiles in the top right for like 17. This is a 9. Is it like hoping that I'm gonna open a triple or something? I mean, I don't understand this. Like, just play Wake here, right? Open up a hook if you want to try to cut spread. I don't know. I have nothing to say about this play. It makes no sense. Yeah, not playing God here. Like I said, with 3 U's left, Goth looks fine. Yeah, I mean, I think I would, like, I don't know. What are you hoping for? Like, are you hoping that I open a triple? Like, I think BestBot still sometimes assumes late in these games when it's down that its opponent's going to open a triple, like, because maybe it's a decent equity play and some of it's sims, but like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do that when I'm up 136 points. Like, you should, if you're in a tournament, just play Plex and cut spread. You're not winning this game. Yeah, maybe I just play Suit to get rid of both the U and the I. Us is fine, honestly. Yeah, I don't know if Good Tug was actually my best endgame. Yeah, and this is just ridiculous. Or for 8. Yep, alright. Yeah, I feel like I played pretty much spotlessly there. There were no turns where I regretted my play. BestBot to me just really got off on the wrong foot with high. I know I always say it, guys. I'm probably starting to sound like a broken record, but like, please don't play off 2 tiles, keeping a 5-tile lead with all 1-pointers that is not well balanced or likely to bingo when you can play off more tiles for a comparable score. Like, just stop doing that. Like, I see it a lot with like intermediate players as they're starting to, learn about bonus squares and board vision. They're naturally, you start looking at these spots, right, where there's vowels next to bonus squares. Like after I bingoed with lensing, right, your eyes are naturally drawn to this E because you can put your H there, and then they just see high and they think they have to go there. But I mean, to me, Nihil is a way better play. Inulin is a way better play. I almost would even rather play Lining. I mean, that's pretty bad, but like, definitely Nihil or Inulin are much better plays. Even this, like, this leave is so bad. Yeah, I'm very surprised to see BestBot make that play. I think that was a terrible play. And I'm not here to say that cost BestBot the game, but it really struggled to recover from that rack. When I think playing off more tiles, giving it more chances at even an E, just some semblance of good bingo tiles would have been better. So yeah, I was not a huge fan of how BestBot played a decent chunk of that game, but it is what it is. Glad I broke the losing streak, came out with a win today. So split this week 1-1, not bad. Still 4 games back through the first 70. And yeah, so 70% done, guys. 30 games to go, which is still a lot of Scrabble. I could still catch up for sure and win this series. If I go 17-13 in the last 30, then it'll end up tied on record, which would be pretty cool. I think that's doable. I'm excited to see what the last 30 games brings. Thank you all so much, as always, for watching the video and your support up to this point. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will see you soon for the next video. Bye-bye.